Piru, California. Home to one of shooting's biggest events. It's the World Speed Shooting Championship. 5 steel targets versus the fastest shooters on Earth. This is the site of the Steel Challenge.
Steel Challenge is nerve-wracking. It comes once a year. You know it's coming in August, and as soon as you get closer and closer, you're like, oh man. What gets me the most is just the pure speed that you have to put up in front of the cameras, in front of everybody, in front of all the best shooters in the world.
Casey Eusebio is the defending champion.
It's more work actually setting up than it is shooting.
With the match just weeks away, Casey takes to the practice range.
Feeling good, getting excited. My favorite gun. All right, let's go do some work. Today I'm at the Griffin Gun Club just outside of Atlanta, trying to get some practice in for the Steel Challenge. Definitely a little bit behind the power curve, and just want to get some good range time in before I leave for California. All right, let's go.
Casey is a 3-time world speed shooting champion, and at least to him, this is what a bad start looks like.
Low left, low left. Missed the stop plate. It's so hard. You gotta work your way into it and just, you know, take baby steps. But like me, I just like to jump right in and, all right, I gotta do it right now. Let's do it. And obviously it's not working. I'm just throwing the gun up there and taking a shot.
No good?
It's definitely frustrating.
And Casey knows any weakness will be exploited by his challengers.
Who is that? Oh, that's KC. We'll have to open it to chapter 5. That's much better. Much better. Go do something fun. And this is where the tooth fairy should show up and load my clips. But it's never happened.
The legendary Jerry Miculek is among those ready to test the young champion. He's shot Steel Challenge since before KC was born.
Last year was one of my best performances at Steel Challenge. I think I came in 3rd overall, shooting a revolver. KC and them guys, they're just wild. These guys are excellent shooters. They shoot semi-automatic guns. I shoot a revolver. So to come in 3rd with these guys was quite an honor. Shot some good ones, shot some lousy ones. Time to go do something else.
I want to set new limits.
All across the country, elite shooters like Dave Savigny are setting their own sights on the sport's biggest prize.
Mentally, I'm going to let my experience carry me. I'm prepared now, and I'm ready to go.
They're all among the world's best. But only one can leave the California desert as world speed shooting champion.
These guys have to beat me. I don't have to show them anything. I'm the champion. You gotta take it away from me. I just gotta do what I have to do.
Louisiana, it's not rain that's been the problem for Jerry Miculek.
It's gonna be a hot one today. Whew. I think those look like rain clouds, but it hadn't rained here in a month, so probably not. Probably about 104, 106. We've had 106 degrees here in Louisiana for the last 2 weeks. So to go out at noon and try to train, shoot steel or paper or something takes a lot of mental discipline. I'd take you on a snake hunt, but it's so hot right now, there's no snakes. Even the snakes know better. You have to want to be there. You just don't go there to have fun. So it almost becomes a job.
He's had those. He doesn't want another one.
I was a machinist millwright for about 16 years, which means I did a lot of heavy industrial machine work. We worked 12-hour days. It was a lot of hard work. I enjoyed the work. This is a lot better. My job is to shoot. I come home, I load ammo, I go on the range, I train. When I was a kid, if somebody would have said, hey, Jerry, I'm going to pay you to shoot, and you can do it all day long, every day, I would have said, oh, come on, you're lying to me. So I'm at a point in my life to where I can go out on the range and play, and I get paid for it. I compete, and I get paid for it. It's a great feeling. I love to do it. Guns are what I do.
They're what he does better than perhaps anyone who's ever lived. This week, heat be darned, he's getting ready for Steel Challenge. While the high desert of Southern California is another world away, temperatures will be similar to what they are in Louisiana. Yet being cold is what a savvy veteran like Jerry knows he'll need to be ready for.
One falsehood I think a lot of people get into when they practice like this, when they go out and shoot 200 or 300 rounds, they get warmed up really good, and they expect their match performance to be the same level. It won't be. You're going to be cold every run. And that's one thing about Steel Challenge. There is no warm-up, you know. You still stand in the squad there for an hour and a half, and then they say, okay, Jerry, shoot your heart out.
That's especially true on the most notorious of Steel Challenge's 8 stages, Outer Limits.
Everybody's favorite. When I walk up to Outer Limits, I know personally that I've died there many times. I've had the win in the bag until I got to that stage.
Outer Limits is the only stage at Steel Challenge that requires the shooter to move. That plus the longer distances have given one of history's greats a lifetime's worth of frustration.
A little bit jumpy this morning. I'm way jumpy. That's why they call it practice.
What are you fighting this morning?
I'm not patient at all. So I'm a little bit amped up. I'm just not relaxed this morning. I just need to get back into competition mode.
The sweltering heat is taking its toll. But in this game, there are no excuses. Time is short. California is calling.
It's cooling off already this morning. You feel that? It must have dropped down to about 99 already this morning. Get to complain a little bit, don't I?
If a professional shooter doesn't want to go broke, there's one friend he really needs. His ammo sponsor.
Brought you the 9mm, 115 grain. This is the remanufactured.
Okay.
The full metal jacket.
Okay.
Casey Eusebio's knight in shining brass is Danny Weisner of Atlanta Arms and Ammo.
From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate everything you've done.
Welcome, and we're proud to have you on the team.
Thank you, sir.
The ammunition certainly isn't to blame for Casey's current struggles.
Maybe I should load it.
With Steel Challenge just weeks away, the defending champion can't quite shake off the rust.
Come on, dude. So I'm having a few problems today. One of them is my first shot. Ugh. The first shot. Can't get my draw right, so I'm missing my first shot. Low left every time. That was bad. You know what you did last year, and you're trying to duplicate that, but your body just won't let you. You know, you're not conditioned for it yet. I missed like 8 of them there. There's only 5 targets. Just feel a little slow. Not where I want to be. Usually when I'm prepared, I can just see everything slow motion. Physically, I just feel like I'm behind. My eye-hand coordination's a little off right now. And my body wants to go faster, but my head just won't let me. That would have been so perfect. Look. Don't put that on film.
I think it's grocery time, boys.
Meanwhile, lunchtime is the best escape from the suffocating Louisiana heat for Jerry Miculek.
We're setting a new record. We got a drought warning, fire ban, no burning. I don't think they even want you to barbecue right now because everything is so dry. That's simulated rain, if you didn't know, so you want to simulate a little rain?
The destination is Jerry's favorite place.
Our usual hangout is Pepe's. It's a little Mexican restaurant here in town. I'm going to show you the vast network of restaurants here in town. We have Pepe's, or we have pizza. So thought they'd save a spot for us, but don't look like it. And we beat that sucker anyway. This is what I'm gifted at. I'm really a speed eater by trade. Shooting comes secondary. I had 4 brothers, so when the food hit the table, you better move on. You gotta use both hands. You gotta stay busy. Just like a fast reload. Put the bread, the chicken. Don't look to your left or look to your right. Don't make eye contact with the person next to you. When we entertain clients, that's where we go. Pepe's is the choice. All right, guys, fun time over. Back to work. Sun shining. Ammo to burn.
But back on the range, Jerry's troubles continue on Outer Limits. With Steel Challenge looming, he's losing precious time.
So, you want to shoot fast, huh? Yeah. Famous laugh.
How big do my arms look?
In Georgia, KC Eusebio is having his own frustrations.
It's hard. Today I'm at the Griffin Gun Club just outside of Atlanta, trying to get some practice in for the Steel Challenge.
Steel Challenge is one of the biggest matches in competitive shooting. KC's won it 3 times, but he's got some work to do if he wants to make it 4.
Come on, dude. You know what you did last year, and you're trying to duplicate that, but your body just won't let you. I missed like 8 of them.
Of Steel Challenge's 8 stages, there's none better for KC to get his groove back than this one, Smoke and Hope.
Was a 184. Getting better.
KC holds the world record on Smoke and Hope. 7 years ago, as a 16-year-old, his 4 runs on the stage averaged an astonishing 1.84 seconds. That's from buzzer to final shot.
I don't even know if I could beat that. That's how good it is. It really demonstrates the true raw speed of the sport.
Perhaps inspired by his past,
Solid, that was good.
the defending world speed shooting champion once again finds his game.
God, I'm good. Finally, just, got warmed up and getting some good solid draws, getting some good first shots. That's a good run. Want to be a little bit faster. My eyes, my hands, my eye-hand coordination's a little slower than where it should be. Got a couple weeks before Steel Challenge, go out to California, get some time out there, and definitely be ready. I'm pretty happy. I get frustrated once in a while at the range, but you feel a sense of accomplishment once you finish.
In Princeton, Louisiana, the only thing Jerry Miculek has to have at the moment is bullets, and lots of them.
Can't have too many bullets unless you're swimming. I see nobody loaded my clips again. It's just amazing how they stay empty all the time.
Jerry's gone through millions of rounds in his career as the greatest revolver shooter who's ever lived.
You ought to have a clip loading contest. That'd be kind of unique. I might even enter. I'd like to know how many hours of my life has been consumed loading magazines, loading ammo. The shooting part's the fun part. Like most things in life, the work that involves everything leading up to the shot is the drudge.
Today, he's getting ready to head west for one of the biggest matches of the season, the Steel Challenge.
Steel Challenge is one of those events that I've shot for many years. I can honestly say I've never gone to Steel Challenge and had a performance that I'd said, man, I couldn't improve on.
In steel shooting, there are 8 stages of fire. One in particular, Outer Limits, has had Jerry's number.
My heart rate goes up. I really get a little anxious there. So I have to use everything I can to stay positive. It's just going to be a tough stage. It's just a brutal stage on a revolver jockey, so I have to really pay attention to what I want to see. To a revolver guy here, you have some long-range shots, and you have to execute them well on command, cold. Double action work at that speed, at that distance, takes a lot of presence of mind. I didn't want to hit that stop plate anyway. I was struggling on Outer Limits. I had the camera crew there. I was talking and I was trying to shoot. That's usually suicide right there. I'm way jumpy. Talking is a great distraction. It gets you out of your moment. What I was trying to do is shoot an expectation. I wanted to show that I could do this well instead of just going through it mechanically and making it happen. So I had to go back and erase everything I was doing and just man up, get rid of the big head, go back and shoot some targets like I'm supposed to.
The good runs do finally start coming.
What I'm doing right now, I'd be happy with on Outer Limits. If I could shoot those times right there, I'd be pretty tickled with it at the match. So I don't want to get burned out on. I'd shoot a few runs and then move on. One thing I've learned through the years, I'm not going to stand there and hammer 800 rounds on one stage of fire. I've done that in the past when I needed to get a visual clue. I've gotten to the point now to where I understand the visual differences on different stages of fire. So once I've keyed into that visual performance, I'm out of there. If it's 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, and it's good, I'm going to move on to something else.
My World Speed Shooting Champion trophy from 2008. Got 3 of them. 2 of them I left with my parents. They wanted it, so I'm not going to say no to them, so I let them have it. It's sitting on their mantle at home. Just wanted to make sure I had one of them. This is probably one of the cleaner ones that I've got.
After a long day on the range, KC Eusebio has made it home to Alpharetta, Georgia.
Here's one of the front sights that I was on the cover for. My arms look pretty good in there. Got chicken legs though, so we'll work on that.
Actually, KC works at everything. To him, competition never ends.
Oh, I'm super competitive, man. If you could take a piece of paper in that trash can and how many times can you make one? Okay, I'll make one too. All right, let's keep backing up. Let's keep throwing pieces of paper in that trash can. I'm just super competitive no matter what it is, you know? I like to be the best at whatever I do. I'm done. How many was that?
This time around, the distractions are many
29?
leading into Steel Challenge. Not only are KC and his girlfriend Sarah in the process of moving to a bigger place.
That's how I know you're a shooter. You have 5,000 magazines and shooting apparel.
KC's also getting ready to pop a certain question.
We're gonna go ring shopping. We're here in Alpharetta, Georgia, and trying to find something that's not too expensive and doesn't dent my pocket, but hopefully we find something decent.
When the world's best arrive in Southern California for the Steel Challenge, they'll be facing the same 8 stages of fire, made up of 5 steel targets each. Jerry Miculek has the luxury of practicing each stage in his backyard. The range is about 100 yards or so from his home on Shootout Lane.
I'm out here trying to see exactly where I'm at as a competitor. Sometimes it just hurts your feelings. You know how your buddies show up and use your equipment? They never buy any paint. I just wonder if that's a universal thing. Go do something fun. Let's go shoot some big targets.
Steel Challenge is all about speed, but there is such a thing as too fast. And right now, it's got Jerry in its grasp.
You can scratch those. I gotta actually tune down, which is hard to do for a speed shooter. So speed kills, and it does also to a speed shooter. I'm gunning way too hard. It don't feel like it, but the reality is I'm just very, very much aggressive. So gotta get that out of my system. If you just shoot it visually and just take it a shot at a time, you're going to have a good day. If you expect something, you're dead. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Jerry Miculek's slow start, brought on by shooting too fast, is turning around.
I'm finally waking up today. That was a nice one. Those are some good runs right there. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing.
One of shooting's living legends is ready for Steel Challenge and the distractions that will go with it.
I should have saved that one for the match. That's about where I want to be right there, so. And that's where I don't want to be. Talking and shooting gets you in trouble. It's hard to relax when you have a camera on you or when you're shooting a match. So the actual distraction of you guys hanging around was good for practice. When you drag the cameras out, it can kill a lot of guys. It's killed me before in the range. So what I try to do is go to the next level and don't even think about the cameras. You should come around more often. I mean, it would actually be a positive effect on my performance in the long run. All right, go find something else.
Come look at this, babe.
While his rivals sharpen up for Steel Challenge, Casey Eusebio is catching up on his knowledge of fine jewelry.
The color is a little bit more important than the clarity.
Shopping for a ring is pretty nerve-wracking. You don't know what to expect. Try that sucker on. Being a male, you don't know what's pretty. What about that one? That Superfly one? What's that gonna hit me in the pocket for? The only thing I can think of is, gosh, I wonder what this price is gonna be.
This is the official price list for all.
I don't like this part.
Oh.
Hopefully it comes off or else I have to buy it right now.
No, we keep the chainsaw in the back.
Despite the price tags and uncertainty, Casey is still able to prove one thing in the end, that he's a very smart man.
Whatever she wants is what she's gonna get. Doesn't matter what the prices are, she's priceless. Kiss. At the end of the day, it's the happiness, the smile on her face is what makes me happy.
Happiness. For an elite shooter, it can be fleeting. A casualty of who they are. A burden on what they're trying to become. Whether they're chasing the next world record or the next world championship, and whether they'll admit it or not, an elite shooter's happiness can be measured only in glory. Memories of glory earned and dreams of glory to come. That's where an elite shooter's happiness truly lies, until that brief moment that he finds it, and then starts looking for it all over again. On the other side of the country, the biggest week in speed shooting has finally arrived. The world's greatest shooters are in Southern California for the prestigious Steel Challenge. Dave Savigny is the first on the practice range. Competition starts tomorrow with the rimfire match, one of 3 divisions Dave will shoot.
It's the easiest division, but it's the fastest division too, and you just hope that you can get through the match without any kind of malfunction.
The persistent threat of gun malfunctions with rimfire ammo keeps many of the top shooters from entering the rimfire match. But the .22 pistol serves a far more important role for the sport as a whole.
It's easy for new shooters to come in. You don't have to learn how to draw. Everything's from a low ready position. You don't have any recoil to contend with, and the guns are very light. They don't make very much noise either, so they're very good for all genders and ages, and you'll see all kinds of people out there shooting it, but it is very, very fast.
Yeah.
Jerry Miculek has also made it to the range after a long flight from Shreveport.
I don't miss that 105, 107, Louisiana.
Pretty nice.
They were complaining it was hot out here today.
I know.
Like Dave, he'll also be competing in 3 divisions.
I'm here, I got my guns ready, I'm ready to play.
But he's only left himself a single afternoon to practice before the match begins. and he's already wondering if it will be enough.
214. This year I came in only 1/2 a day early. In years past, I've usually put in like 2 days of practice on their practice range. I'm finding that didn't help me much at all. So I'm going to come in a little bit soft and try to go right into the range and go strictly for technique, and hope this will make for a good run. Ah, a little California dust. It's all natural.
In Piru, California, the great Jerry Miculek is hammering his way through an afternoon practice session. The 22 match at the Steel Challenge is less than 24 hours away.
I'm not doing anything. I need to actually see something before I leave here today, positive. You ready, Kay?
Practicing alongside Jerry is one of the greatest female shooters in history.
Done, 211.66.
The fact that Jerry and Kay Miculek are husband and wife makes them shooting's undisputed royal couple.
185.60.
Slow down.
Slow down. Slow down, go fast.
Slow down. Have a better time.
She was shooting long before I ever showed up. What she knows now, I taught her, you know. But anyway, she's got like 14 USPSA multi-gun titles and I think 10 or 12 pistol titles, different divisions. She's also a world champion a couple times.
It's a resume even a legend like Jerry respects and tries to learn from.
Don't race.
Don't race. What I find that Kay's strong point is her ability to focus on the line and not get distracted. Where I can get easily distracted, she seems to stay in the moment better. So I kind of feed off of that.
You ready? Stand by.
Attitude means a lot on the line. I can't say that enough. So I'm learning there.
Come on.
Fast and efficient. That's how the Miculeks shoot. And this year, it's how they've trained. Jerry's preparation is already over. In the weeks leading up to Steel Challenge, he's put in fewer hours than ever before. And he's betting he's now more ready because of it.
All right. A lot of guys hammer this thing out, and then when they get here, they've seen their best performances on the practice range. I want to stay a little bit hungry this year. Come in and do my best performances on the range. I don't want to waste them at home on a practice session.
Up the whole time?
All day, yeah. You have to be careful. Rated G today. I feel ready. I was shooting really good in practice. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together up there because that's the only place that really counts. It's just amazing the amount of preparation that goes into this match. Hours and hours and weeks, and for a match that's going to last all of 1 minute, literally. I mean, we're going to shoot this match in 60 to 70 seconds, so better make those seconds count.
Pro shooter Dave Savigny is working his way toward Piru, California, where the world's best speed shooters will compete in opening day of the prestigious Steel Challenge.
Time to go to work, boss.
Jerry Miculek is one of them.
How you feeling this morning, Jerry? How's it going? Good. I'm just trying to relax and just shoot. It's early on. There's no reason to start racing now. Kind of let the other guys worry about that. I'll wait until the end there, see if I need to peak or run at it more. We'll see what happens.
Today is the rimfire match, where the shooters will have the advantage of starting from the low ready position instead of drawing from a holster. That plus the lighter, less powerful .22 caliber pistols makes the rimfire match the sport's fastest.
The intensity changes, and that's the difficulty there, is that the adrenaline pumps in and your perception of time changes, so you have to be aware of that as a competitor or you're going to soon die on the range.
How are you? Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
But already the day is off to a slow start.
So who are we waiting on?
Phil.
No one has seen Phil Strader, one of the circuit's most popular shooters, since he had breakfast with Dave. And it's match time.
So here we go on the first day of the match, the rimfire event. Everybody's there. We're waiting on Phil.
Well, make sure we put him up first. Show our love.
There we are, $1 waiting on a dime. So
He who's last get to shoot first.
that's Phil, always late.
Hot. At the Steel Challenge, the missing shooter, Phil Strader, has finally shown up. Excuse in hand.
Yeah, I stood there at the roundabout looking around like, this doesn't look that much fun.
We all ready to run. We all excited. Got our equipment prepped. We wait. And finally Phil shows up. I don't know what happened. He probably locked his keys in the car again. But there he is. So we all squatted up and we're ready to run finally.
But not before one more stroke of injustice.
Usually when you show up late, you should shoot first as a punishment. Get up on the line and show us how to do it.
3 is Dave. 4 is John. 5 is Phil.
All right, here we go.
You're welcome, Phil.
So as the chance would have it, we did a shuffle of the cards, and I get to shoot first. Phil shows up late, I shoot first. I guess I get the penalty. And the bad side of it is Phil has the luxury of shooting last, so I don't really appreciate that too much.
Can I,
Absolutely. Welcome back to Pyru.
Try to look cute for everybody. That's my main focus, is to look cute. It's my paparazzi. I deal with this. This is my life. It's my life. What else you guys want?
Just down the hill, the defending world speed shooting champion has arrived.
All right, let's do this. Woo. Too easy.
23-year-old Casey Eusebio is sitting out the rimfire match in favor of practice.
Man, these are some dirty hands. Hard shooting, dirty hands. That's how it's done.
The open match is still 2 days away. That's where legends are made. And it's all the three-time champ can think about.
The speed and adrenaline really get you. All the cameras on you, everyone's watching you.
The pressure is something Casey thrives on. After all, he shocked the shooting world by winning his first Steel Challenge at 15.
Looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that's phenomenal. I don't think anyone who's 15 or younger will ever beat that record, so I'm really proud of what I did. It's kind of just in my blood. I feel like I'm a real natural shooter. I don't necessarily need to practice that much.
But today, there's plenty of work to do. In a sport where a fraction of a second can be the difference between winning and losing, Casey is struggling with his draw.
Got a bad grip. I do believe that the draw is what separates me. There's a few guys that have decent draws, but I'm probably one of the guys that does have a better draw, and the draw is this whole game. Your first shot is the whole game.
It's likely his chances of winning a record 4th world speed shooting title rest with figuring it out.
Get my mojo going. Bang, 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 bang. It's not as smooth as I want it to be. Usually you'll be at 0.8, 0.9 of a second draw on the first plate, but I feel like I'm just a little bit slower than I should be. Just bear down, talk to myself, and figure out, analyze what I need to do to correct the situation.
The rimfire match is now in full swing. The competitors going head-to-head in one of the fastest sports in the world. But for Dave Savigny, the months of training are about to lead to the one thing he feared most.
Stand by.
A malfunction.
I haven't had one of those in I don't know how many hundreds of rounds, but of course it's going to happen here. That's the kind of stuff where you just feel like you're battling back all day.
Steel Challenge is one of shooting's most intense events. The pressure to be perfect can overwhelm even the most cold-blooded of competitors. But it's not always that way. especially when Phil Strader gets his hands on one of our cameras.
You uncomfortable, Dave? Am I getting
We're
too
trying to
close
make
for you, Dave?
you're insinuating or implying that I am.
Am I in your personal space, Dave? Look at this. Gotcha.
A little bit.
Oh.
A little bit. That's my Phil.
Look at how hot you look.
Spinning
Come on,
around.
Dave. Give me me. Give me 80. Come on. Yeah!
Just turn it off, dude. That's my buddy Phil. He keeps me laughing. And if I'm not, then he tries. He needs to try harder.
At the moment, Dave Savigny is in no mood for joking around. A gun malfunction has cost him precious time, making catching the match leader all but impossible.
That's the kind of stuff where you just feel like you're battling back all day, but it's just the way it is in competition. Just try and keep going forward. You can only control the next shot, so I'm done pouting.
In shooting, as in life, good often follows bad. His shot at victory now gone, Dave lets loose on the next stage. Smoke and hope.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
Hey, it worked. Wow. See, it's all strategy, and I'm going this way, so I put all the shots on the right side of the plate, so it's a softer transition, right?
I've shot long enough to know where luck happens. He just happened to hit the plate a few times in the same spot. I'm older and wiser than that.
You weren't born yesterday.
That's a bunch of...
The older and wiser Jerry Miculek is having, by his estimation, just an okay match.
I'm doing pretty good. Not burning anything down, but I'm not dead yet, so we got 3 stages left. There's a lot of room for dying.
And no place has Jerry struggled more over the years than at his next stage, Outer Limits.
When I walk up to Outer Limits, I know personally that I've died there many times. I've had the win in the bag until I got to that stage. My heart rate goes up. I really get a little anxious there.
Are you ready?
One of the charms of major competitions like Steel Challenge is that the best in the world shoot right alongside those who are just starting out. It gives the reigning world champion the opportunity to rediscover his roots.
Mind if I help his grip real quick?
Yes, sir. I would like that.
Let me see here. Okay. Rack it real quick just so it's unloaded. Okay. I like to take my time out of my day and just help the kids out. I want you to take this hand and push it back just a little bit so it's touching right here, so you have more coverage on the gun. Okay. When I saw that family up there and they were shooting, it reminded me of myself and my dad being out there. Do me a favor. Put your dot in the middle of the target and squeeze for each plate, okay? Try that right now. Real simple. You got it.
Very good, Jason. Right
My
there.
job is done. My job is done. Good job, buddy. You're welcome. What am I doing? Just teaching them to beat me. That's so dumb. But I love them. It's good. That's the future of our sport, you know, kids. So you gotta do your best and go out of your way to actually help them.
Right now, it's KC who might need the help.
Aye.
The stage is called Pendulum and is considered by most to be one of the match's toughest.
Can't stop on them. They're small plates at that distance, and they also have a level change where they're not straight across, and you can't, there's no real muscle memory per se. It's just stop, shoot, stop, shoot, stop, shoot. There you go.
But with the earlier problems with his draw now corrected, KC is performing near his peak. A few more runs and he'll call it a day. Tomorrow he'll rest. Saturday he'll defend his title. Just one win away from being able to call himself Steel Challenge's all-time greatest. Hot Shots is presented by Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter, and sponsored by Daniel Defense, lighter, stronger, better. Mossberg and the 930 JM Pro, the official shotgun of Jerry Miculek. Colt, champion 3-gunner Clint Upchurch shoots the Colt CCR Pro. and by Freedom Munitions. Freedom starts here. Hot Shots proudly support the National Rifle Association. We'll even pay $10 of your new or renewing NRA membership when you sign up through HotShotsTV.net. Pulling the trigger is a saying that means different things to different people. To Jerry Miculek, it illustrates the disadvantage he's at to his opponents. While little more than a tap will fire their semi-automatic pistol, the trigger pull on Jerry's revolver is longer and roughly 4 times heavier. It's just something else for Jerry to contend with as he finally takes on his nemesis, outer limits.
I really have to pay attention on trigger action in between the targets. If you get a little choppy there, you get a bit out of sync, you're not going to hit anything.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Ow!
Good runs.
I'm glad that's over.
Who's that old man?
Nice runs.
I was pretty stoked when I finished on Outer Limits. All the trigger pulls were right on time. The target sequences started to file in. I got to the next box pretty good, set up good, made the presentation on the trigger. I felt the trigger on every shot.
That's my best ever. Ever. Say ever. Like Everest, only shorter. Yes.
His best ever finish on Outer Limits, and his best ever finish in the rimfire match. 3rd place, behind a resurgent Dave Savigny and an almost perfect B.J. Norris.
I shot consistent, pretty conservative, no gun malfunctions. Just had a heavy trigger pull and a kind of heavy gun. These guys are weaning out on me. They got these little lightweight aluminum barrels and 2-pound trigger pulls. I mean, anybody can do that. The week's just beginning. I come out here just to get a feel for the ranges, how the targets sound, what the lighting is going to be. So tomorrow I got to start earning my keep and shoot my gun.
The open match is straight ahead. The field will be deeper, the pressure higher, the atmosphere more intense. It's again time to identify the shooter who can overcome it all and claim the title of World Speed Shooting Champion.
Yeah.
How was that, Jerry?
That's probably my best ever. So I'm pretty happy about it. Seeing good. Talk about that, you know. I'm actually starting to learn.
Greater Los Angeles, home to almost 18 million people. Solitude can be hard to find here, but find it you must if you're the world's speed shooting champion. And tomorrow's the day you defend your title.
This is usually my preparation day. I'll let everybody shoot on the range and wear themselves out. If you're not ready by now, you're probably not ready for the match.
Steel Challenge, also known as the World Speed Shooting Championship, brings the fastest pistol shooters on earth to Piru, California each summer. The first time he won it, K.C. Eusebio was a teenager.
I was 15 years old. I didn't think it was a big deal, you know. I still was like, oh, that's cool, I won this match, and everyone praised me and said, man, that was such a good job. You're the youngest to ever win this match, that's a record. You know, and it didn't mean anything yet. But as I got older, I realized, man, that's a big deal. I want to be the first person to win this 4 times. I'm getting ready for war tomorrow. I take cleaning my gun extremely serious. You know, I don't want any excuses. I don't want to say, oh, my gun was dirty, that's why I couldn't shoot as well. A young guy, 23 years old. I'm hungry. I need titles. I want wins. I honestly do believe if I do everything in my power, no one can touch me. This is my sport.
While the champ relaxes, Steel Challenge Week rages on. Most of KC's rivals are hard at work. Jerry Miculek is wrapping up still another open revolver title. Something that's all but expected from the greatest wheel gunner in history.
If I didn't do anything else right, I did that right today, so I'm pretty stoked about that one.
Dave Savigny, meanwhile, edges out B.J. Norris in the limited match. Both are expected to be serious contenders in tomorrow's main event.
So this place brings back lots of memories for me. I remember coming out here when I was 8, 9 years old, and every Sunday I'd come up here and shoot some steel challenge with my dad. I'm in serious mode, trying to do work. There's no time for games right now. This isn't a game. This is business.
What's up, Kay? Good luck today, man.
Good luck, man. You're good, all right?
Yeah, you too, bud.
For KC Eusebio and the fastest shooters on the planet, it's almost showtime. And if a perfect warm-up is any indicator, this is the kind of day where history could be made.
How you feeling?
Outstanding. Perfect. Cloud 9 right now.
The Steel Challenge was born in 1981 and designed to be easy to shoot and easy to understand. The 8 stages of fire are always the same, each a different layout of 5 steel targets. Shooters get 5 runs per stage, with their worst time being thrown out and the other 4 being added together to give them their score.
There's going to be some racing going on today. If you're a speed enthusiast at all, you're going to see some good stuff today.
The Super Squad is starting on the stage called Accelerator. At the buzzer, the World Speed Shooting Championship will be underway. In the open match, the pistols are heavily modified race guns, optimized for maximum speed with red dot optics, compensators, and lightweight frames. But one contestant is an exception. Jerry Miculek might be the greatest all-around shooter who's ever lived. But his shooting a revolver puts him at a huge disadvantage in this division.
I'm going to shoot against lightweight semi-automatic pistols. A lot of these guys are running a 2-pound trigger pull or less, and this match is won and lost by trigger action. I have a ½ inch worth of trigger pull. These guys have 30 thousandths of an inch. So when I get up on the line and these guys are racing through the targets, they're perceiving very minimal trigger pull and weight. Well, I have a double action pull with about 4 or 5 times the weight that they're running. Advantages, disadvantages, apples to oranges. So it's just fun to race against the pistol guys, keep them honest.
Yet from the very beginning, Jerry is doing much more than simply keeping them honest.
I shot Accelerator exactly the way I wanted to. Every run was good. I finished up, my last run was able to pull off one of my best runs on Accelerator I've ever fired. When I got off that line, I was pretty excited about the whole event.
Yeah, you stink. You were so damn fast, Jay.
I'm so damn old. Even though it might have not have been a winning time, to me, it was exactly where I wanted to be as a competitor. La 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 la.
But while Jerry surges, KC gets off to a much slower start.
You always have first stage jitters. The first stage is always the hardest for just about any match. I I had 2 decent runs and 2 mediocre runs. I take them anyways because it's your first stage. First stage jitters out of the way. Shoot smoother from here on.
It's only one stage, but the legend is already lurking. Jerry Miculek, with his gun that's as out of place as a cow in a horse race, is just 9/100ths of a second out of the lead.
That's like don't count your chickens before they hatch. It's gonna be a long day. What do I do?
That's a question Jerry Miculek has rarely had to ask on a shooting range. And as the world's fastest shooters move to the difficult pendulum stage, Jerry is putting his experience to work.
That's one of those stages where if you try to be the man here and bow up on it, it will soon bury you. So I've seen a lot of good competitors die on pendulum. I didn't want to be one of those, so I just shot it strong, stopped the gun, made the hits.
Who's that guy?
Thank you.
Survivable. After I finished up on pendulum, I looked at the score sheet, and it was a very much survivable run. I didn't dig a grave deep enough to where I couldn't climb out of it. It wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but it was survivable. A lot of the guys were having trouble, and I could see that my run was going to be very competitive there.
Among those struggling is the defending champion, Eusebio.
That was rough.
While Casey gives up almost a second to the leader, Jerry keeps his grip on second place. If he can somehow overtake B.J. Norris and win the World Speed Shooting Championship with a revolver, it will be one of the greatest feats in the history of competitive shooting. Hot Shots is presented by Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter, and sponsored by Daniel Defense, lighter, stronger, better. Mossberg and the 930 JM Pro, the official shotgun of Jerry Miculek. Colt, champion 3-gunner Clint Upchurch shoots the Colt CCR Pro. And by Freedom Munitions. Freedom starts here. Hot Shots proudly support the National Rifle Association. We'll even pay $10 of your new or renewing NRA membership when you sign up through HotShotsTV.net. At the Steel Challenge, fun always comes first. Even for the 2 at the top of the standings.
What's the friend for, eh? BJ was trying to give me some trail mix. As a polite Southern person, I accepted his kindness, but I think some of the raisins were secondhand. Had your raisin back.
Appreciate it.
He took offense to it. I don't know why. It looked like a used raisin. You're not licking them and putting them back, are you? I just don't like a used raisin. I don't know what's about it. A wet raisin just is not. Nah. What's that? I like a raisin now and then, but I didn't get to be 57 by eating a used raisin.
On the serious side, the World Speed Shooting Championship has now arrived at its most famous stage, Smoke and Hope.
Smoke and Hope is one of the fastest stages there. There's 4 big rectangles on the stop plate.
The match leader, B.J. Norris, is up first. It wasn't long ago that B.J. was a young shooter attending Jerry and Kay Miculek's summer clinics.
First time I saw him shoot, Kay and I talked about him that night. Matter of fact, first time we saw him, he stood out from the crowd with his ability already.
Now he's doing all he can to hold his mentor off.
Bye.
His time will be the day's 3rd best, but Jerry's will be #1.
Practice this year, I didn't practice it very hard. I was having trouble with it. I shot some good runs. I was pretty surprised the way it went.
Inexplicably, the wheel gunner betters everyone else and closes to within 1/10 of a second of BJ's lead.
I beat BJ. It was an antique.
But
I got in a little bit of trouble when I got off of Smoking Hope. I was feeling too good. I was getting kind of close to on the leaderboard. I think I was starting to get distracted and didn't know it yet. It was the start of my demise.
next up is Outer Limits, the stage that Jerry has had more problems with over the years than any other. And even with the confidence born from personal bests the 2 previous days, a nemesis is just that.
I was feeling confident till I got on the line, and then the wheels started to fall off.
After being at his best all day, Outer Limits brings out Jerry's worst. A disastrous 46th place finish on the stage seals his fate.
So that instantly put me down 4 seconds in the match, which is death to the competitor. There's no way you can catch up 4 seconds. Even to right now when I'm sitting here talking to you, I really don't know what happened mentally. I don't know if I was excited and didn't feel it, or that gorilla caught me in between the boxes again. He seems to always be lurking there waiting for me on Outer Limits. It's one of my dreads is to go up on Outer Limits, and I guess he was bigger than what I thought he was going to be.
With Jerry out of contention, BJ Norris is able to hold on for his first World Speed Shooting Championship.
I can't really put into words what it was like. It was definitely a moment I will never forget in my entire life.
KC's strong finish vaults him to third.
Next year.
Jerry falls all the way to 10th and is left bearing the weight of what could have been.
After the awards last night, I looked at Kay when we were heading back to the hotel room. I said, you know, Steel Challenge crushed me again. Every time I come here, I can shoot my best, and when I leave the awards, I'm always crushed. I was able to let myself slip into the abyss there, and that's just how fast it happens. That's competition, you know. Looking forward to next year already.